Just give me a heads up for maybe 5 seconds.
Okay, begin.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good night, good afternoon. Today is Thursday, and welcome to our series of Thursday Let's Talk. And tonight we are having a guest, people from, just correct me if I am saying it wrong, is Coffee. And our main theme tonight is creating family leaders. Uh, Thank you for all the people that are joining tonight, and welcome. And we're going to start with presenting our organization that is joining tonight. Is Coffee, is Community Organizing and Family Issues. They are a non-profit organization that is a center and community building focused on well-being children, youth, and family. Their mission is to encourage parents to address their personal goals and dreams, recognizing that skills honed as parents can translate to leadership skills in the larger community. Our guest tonight is, we are honored to have Jessica Jones-Lewis. She's the Center for Action and Learning Manager at Coffee, and also Rosalia Salgado. She's the mother of two wonderful girls. She joined Coffee 2 years ago. Sorry, I am cracking my voice, sorry. 2 years ago, when she first went through the Coffee Self, Family, and Team Training, Rosalia has embodied the beliefs that parents are leaders who have the power to change their schools and communities. In her work at Coffee, Rosalia has served as an early learning ambassador and Northwest branch delegate for the Power Pack Illinois, that is the Parents Organized to Win, Educate, and Renew Policy Action Council, a parent-led organization until the Coffee Umbrella, Health, Food, and Recess Policy Campaign, which focuses on health and food access for families, including improving schools lunches in various schools districts in and around Chicago. She also serves as a virtual peer ambassador for the Solar Campaign, a new initiative that explores opportunities for more sustainable, cost-efficient energy solutions in communities that have had limited access to energy alternatives. Now, we are going to start our conversation tonight. So I'm going to start asking either Jessica and Rosalia if you want to introduce yourselves, and I want to start asking some few questions to Rosalia. So Rosalia, please, if you, either both of you want to start.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us today in this small presentation about parent leadership with Kofi. I think Ophelia has presented me very well. I think better than I would have really said. So thank you so much. That was awesome. So we can go ahead and start with questions if you'd like. Oh, I think you're on mute, Ophelia.
Thank you. I constantly forget to do it. Okay. Our first question is, what is a parent leader and how parents can be trained to be leaders?
Well, at Kofi, we like to believe that a family leader can be someone who wants to be who wants the best for someone else or wants to be part of something greater than just themselves, like their community or their schools or anything else that's important to them. Parents are actually leaders in their everyday lives. Sometimes we just forget that. So that's just the reality. We are great leaders. We just have so much to do.
Oh, Rosalia, I think that we lost your audio.
Can you guys hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yes, yes, we can
Okay,
hear.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the Wi-Fi has just been, I'm so sorry, you guys. Yeah, so I was mentioning that the parents are actually leaders themselves in everyday lives. Sometimes we just forget. And Kofi provides parent trainings, which the one that you had mentioned that I have been part of on leadership and how to set personal goals. And we think that that's very important in order to be a great leader within your family as well. When Kofi provided that training to me personally, I felt a lot of comfort and I felt very inspired to be around other parents that had the same intentions as me for our community and for our schools. So sometimes just putting yourself out there and just feeling a little more confident, you can actually meet other parents and other people that have the same intentions. And we also tend to forget that as well. But I think that's very important. And that's what Kofi thinks makes great leaders and makes parent leaders. So if anyone has any questions about that first question, you feel free to ask anything.
Yes, and also if somebody doesn't want to speak, please use the chat. We will be checking the chat often. And also we are going to have a session at the very end. If you want to share your question through the chat, we will be answering it. Rosalia, Jessica, they can elaborate on it. At the very end, we have a special time with questions and answers. Okay. So if you want to, we can move on to the next.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, to the next one. How can this leadership be reflected in the children's life and at school?
Well, at Kofi, we believe that parent leadership helps our children become greater leaders. I believe that this type of leadership can help children learn that they can also make a change and positive changes all around them. It can help them by speaking up and not being afraid of being a good person in general and doing the right thing. Good leadership can help them also accomplish their goals. We believe that if parents have these certain goals for themselves, personal goals, that reflects on our children, and we take that very serious. Where we know that we can provide that for our children, and that helps them set personal goals, and it helps them accomplish awesome things.
Sorry, I think that we lost you again.
Me being involved in Kofi has actually helped my daughters, help me be advocates for everything that I'm involved in. My 11-year-old is a strong believer of the children's rights in schools and great lunches and all of those important things. So yeah, I just want to reflect that I believe in that children can learn so much from their parents and become the leaders that they're watching their parents be.
Exactly. Yeah, and just jumping in and just elaborating a little more in your comment. Yeah, kids, I am a mom as well. So kids usually learn by example. They are copying our behavior. So if we want to be a good leader and we want them to be a good leader as well, this is the perfect way, the perfect example. If they are learning to be a leader since they are small, so they will just watching and doing everything by example. Sorry, I just moved a little. Sorry. So yeah, I think that this is great. This is really great. That sometimes they think that a leader, this is controversial because they think that leader, you are born as a leader or you can learn to be a leader. So I think that maybe it's a balance between everything that you learn at home, what you learn at school, your environment, but also having all the tools and having all these resources will help you even grow and strengthen all the skills that you already have. And even just get new ones. Why not? Okay, so if you're okay, we can move to the next one.
Yeah.
It says, okay, how the training parents leaders would help with equity in our communities, and is there a correlation?
Well, I think providing families with these skills will be able to help them get resources and help that they need by learning how to speak up on some of the problems that are in their communities or in their schools or anywhere that's important to them. Giving parents this training helps them come together and feel confident as well about sharing their needs, specifically in Black and Brown communities where coming together has helped Spanish speaking parents have their needs met, you know, like this is like the equity that we need where sometimes communities are not getting certain resources, and that's where all these parents step in with, you know, being family leaders. We try to connect with the communities, and Black and Brown communities come together, and they become transparent with all through all of this training. Every community is different, and it's important for parents to be transparent with each other and these systems that everyone needs are being met. You know, everyone's needs are being met somehow, and that's because parent leaders are sticking together and they're going around to communities and informing people that we can do a lot if we stick together.
Can I actually also add some more with what Rosalia is saying? In particular, I just want to ask you, Rosalia, if you'd like to speak to your early learning ambassadorship. That is, I mean, that is you doing all of these things. So I really, if you don't mind, just sharing more about that.
Yeah, that is actually being a Mexican Latina mother and also an immigrant myself. It means a lot to me because being a parent ambassador has allowed me to make those connections with parents that don't know where to turn to, or maybe they think that they will not get help that the help that they need. They don't know how to speak up for themselves. And yeah, it comes with equity. You know, they feel like they're not going to get what they deserve, or even if they try to speak somewhere, no one's going to pay attention to them. And there's certain resources that are only in English, and it can be hard. You can feel discouraged. So being a parent ambassador and looking for little children to go to Head Start and early learning programs, it has really helped me feel good about having that equity in my communities, because it has made me feel like I have done my part in sharing that information and helping those parents and families feel that they are very deserving of everything and anything that is for everyone. So thanks, Jessica. Yeah, that does mean I forgot, but because there's so much going on sometimes, but that means so much to me. And I've already done it for 2 summers, and I've helped sign up a few children actually these past summers, and that's just really what matters. You know, it's not even about like a paycheck or anything, honestly. Like, it's just about me connecting with these families and knowing that I made that difference, because mothers struggle and families struggle, and especially Latinas, like I mentioned, Black and Brown communities struggle. And so I feel great when I'm out there doing that. Thank you.
Oh, that's impressive. And also,
Ophelia, we have a question. Alyssa, are you able to unmute yourself so you can ask your question?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. So the question was, it's kind of building on expanding the previous question. I was just curious about the more specific modules of this program. How specifically is the program structured? Like, what does it look like for a person to participate in it? Is this workshops? Is this lectures?
Yeah, I can answer that. Thank you for that question, by the way. That's a great question. So yeah, we do have trainings. We typically try to encourage the parents to first start off with the trainings, because we want them to be able to connect with us, and we want to connect with them. We want to know what their goals are, how they came to the training, and about their kids. We're really we're really family oriented here, and I cannot stress that enough, because we all talk about our kids, and we all talk about our families and our own communities, and we all care about each other's communities. So we always start with those trainings. So that's the foundation. And then after that, we have so many campaigns. Jessica knows, like, we have so many. We have like Health, Food, and Recess. We have Stop campaign, which is stop stepping out of poverty. We have stepping out of poverty campaigns, and then we also have a solar campaign. I'm also like a solar ambassador right now. So, but we don't like to overwhelm the parents with that, to be honest. Like, we just start in general, just getting to know each other with the parents, and then we let them take it where they want to take it. You know, if you want to come to our branch meetings, because we hold branch meetings as well every month. So everyone and anyone is invited to those. We have them for the South Side, Northwest Side. So we do those, and every parent is invited. And I guess after that, parents are more than welcome to inform us if they want to be more involved, if they want to be involved in a certain project or anything like that. So there's always room for anything, really. Nobody's pushed to do anything, but everyone's more than welcome to be in any type of campaign.
Thank you. That was a really good answer. Appreciate it.
Ophelia, we have another question. Peg, are you able to unmute yourself and ask your question? There you are, Peg.
I was. Hi. So this sounds like a wonderful program. Do you have any suggestions to get parents to feel welcomed and want to participate? I think initially, if we could get them involved, that would be great. One of the stumbling blocks that we seem to have a lot is, how do you get them to feel like they want to step in or feel welcome?
Thank you for that question. I know that before COVID, because I know that COFI ourselves, we've been struggling a little bit because it's different this year with the training. But before COVID, we did a lot of canvassing, and we also provided the trainings in schools. So we go to schools and we provide the training in the mornings for parents, and whoever signs up can come and join. So that's how we usually did it. You know, typical flyers, just one-on-ones with parents, inviting friends, moms of friends. You know how it is with moms, right? We pass the word along. So that's, we try to use that. Once COVID hit, it made it a little more difficult, but we are still very proud that we have parents being involved. We used a lot of social media right now. We're doing the social medias. We're doing the library. I know I myself took a few flyers to the library and pin a couple of down. And honestly, it is a little difficult at times, but COFI, we're so used to making those connections that we are actually okay with reaching out to people and letting them know about absolutely everything that we're doing. But I definitely understand what you mean. It can be difficult to get that out there, but hopefully, once COVID goes away, we can like canvas more, and then we can also provide these trainings to more schools. That's like our goal.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do everybody have another question? Okay, I think not. And yeah, and just elaborating a little more that what you just said, Rosalia, yeah, that's something that you are addressing with all these programs. You are addressing equity, and also now that you're mentioning all your activities, you are showing the leadership that you have learned at your organization. So it's a good way to share the program, to share how the benefits that they can have. And that's gonna lead us to our next question, that is, how community engagement helps with student success.
Okay, well, we think that I think I kind of did touch on that actually with the whole parent ambassador because I know that we are that's what we do every summer. We canvas for young students, for young children to go to Head Start, and we do that all around Chicago, like in the South Side, and the West Side, and the Northwest Side. Like we canvas everywhere. And then what we do is we help provide the information on the importance of early learning to the parents of the communities. And we technically and mostly focus on communities with low income communities where there are a lot of spots for children to go to school, but maybe parents are not informed of that yet, or maybe they're just haven't gotten that little encouragement yet to send their little ones to school. So we really like to think, and we know that us being trained every summer on the newest things that we can help these little children head to school with, like we pass that information on to the communities. And that's how we are engaging on student success, because sometimes year after year, we still know about those children. And then we also get those families, like cousins, other, sisters, and they let us know about their children, and it just keeps growing. So we take a lot of pride in that, in our little kids' success with little babies and Head Start programs, definitely.
Okay, you just mentioned about the Head Start, that is early literacy in kids. Yes, it's important, it's key to help them to start developing these foundations. But what about kids at other age? What about kids at maybe that they are about to graduate elementary school, middle school, or high school? What about them?
With them, I'll just probably go back to just how we can teach our kids being good leaders, because honestly, I know many parents who have daughters in high school, children in high school and in middle school, and they're following in their parents' steps. You know what I mean? Like they're seeing their parents advocating for their high schools. They're seeing their parents making these changes. And a lot of these children they're doing their own successes, right? They're seeing their parents accomplish these goals, and that's what they're accomplishing. They're graduating, they're being good citizens. I've seen a couple of kids actually clean the park, like it's awesome, and it's just us being there and being parents just to teach the smallest thing. It makes a huge difference even in the older kids.
Yes, absolutely. And usually your program is mainly based on parents, how to teach them to be a leader. But what about if they want to go, for example, that you mentioned about older kids that are in middle school, or maybe they are struggling at school, they want to do a change for themselves, also kids in high school. Are you allowing kids to be involved with the program, or it's only based for parents?
It's only based for parents, but that being because we are strong believers of also, if parents are okay, our kids are okay, right? So it's really based on that as well. So we like to focus on the parents because we know that as parents, we have so much going on, right? We forget about our goals, and we forget about certain things, maybe self-care, right? Like we have so much going on. So we do like to focus on our moms and our dads. So if there's any dads out there, you're more than welcome as well. But we do like to focus on our moms and how they feel and what they feel like they've accomplished, and all those basic things, and what their goals are in the next 3 months and 3 years, and then even 10 years. So we like to focus on the parents mostly, but that way the parents can have the right resources to focus on their children. So we believe in that very much.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because as you were saying that You were mainly mentioning moms, but yes, we have so much diversity in that we can have two dads, two moms, single dads, single moms, or sometimes even older children or older siblings adopting or taking care of younger brothers or sisters. So we have a wide scope on how we can, well, you can be addressing all these needs.
Definitely. And with that, I just wanted to add that there's a lot of grandmothers and that are also involved just for their grandbabies. So it's like you have nieces, nephews that you're so deeply, really fond of, and you want to make changes, or if you just,
Oh, sorry, Rosalia, I think that we lost what you just said.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
we hear you.
Yes, I was just mentioning that we also have grandmothers that are involved, and we have like aunts and uncles that are fond of their nieces and nephews, and they join and they want to know about everything that's happening in their schools, what they're eating, which is great. So everyone's welcome.
Perfect. And we started, I think that I'm gonna just ask a question that I should have done at the very beginning, because we started saying like, what is a parent leader, but what is leadership for you?
For me, leadership is not being selfish. For me personally, leadership is being somebody, not being afraid of being a great human, not being afraid of expressing myself, of chasing something that I believe in. A good leader is like, I believe in equity. I feel like a good leader, how I mentioned, is somebody that wants something more for other people, not just themselves. And they show empathy, and then they are involved. And that's what a leader is to me, really. Because I know that sometimes I don't want to call myself a leader, but my daughters, they remind me that I am, because they're like, what are you talking about? Like, you're doing all these things. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. And we tend to forget. And it's just like, a leader is just a good person in you, really. It's the good human in you. That's what I believe a leader is.
Perfect. Yes, and I think that this question might have a lot of different answers, because it depends on what you believe, what you think, and what you achieve, or what you have achieved. Because usually what you say is like, okay, let me think. And yeah, I can say that, okay, I have a leader in mind that I want to follow. Yeah, because of he's a good example, he's doing or she's doing the right thing, or is the kind of person that I want to be somewhere in the future. So it's more like I will be copying or trying to achieve or get the skills that I see in her or in him. So yeah, I think that you were right. It's a role model. So it's a role model that it can be even as your kids. They can be a really good model for you, because sometimes kids are doing amazing things that you will be amazed how they got it from. So it's like, oh, now my kid is my leader, is something like that. So
definitely, I agree. Yeah, definitely. And I also believe that if we treat our little 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds as the leaders that they are, they'll be unstoppable, when they'll definitely be unstoppable, because they're leaders even in their tiny little selves, all of them.
Absolutely. Well, I think that I ran out of questions. Now, do you, any of you, Rosalia or Jessica, want to elaborate a little more about what your organization is doing right now, and how you help or how do you promote all these programs with the parents?
Yeah, so we promote, we like to do, phone calls, and we try to get other family members involved. Like I mentioned, we try to pass on the information. So this is great for me and Jessica, for example, right? Like we pass it on to you guys, and then you pass it on to like anyone you know. So this like we really try to get hands-on on anything, so we can share this information with other people. So right now we are actually involved we stay involved in all of these campaigns all year round. So that's the good thing. We're always involved. We are very mixed cultures. So that's like very lovely. We're mixed. We all work together, and we all have, the same goals with the campaigns. So right now, a very important thing that we're doing is called a Survivor Moms Companions right now, that we're doing with the Health, Food, and Recess campaign. And that one will be, it's actually a program for new mothers. So they can, we basically be companions so that we can help them with any trauma or any type of resources that they might need. So we're really focusing on that right now. We're actually training some of our own parents. So that's where, all these trainings come in handy, because you start in one place, but if you decide to keep going, you can be involved in all these amazing projects. So Survivor Moms is awesome, and we're learning how to speak to people about trauma, and we're also learning about it ourselves, right? Like just how we can help our own family members and people that are close to us. So that's really important right now as well. And I'm also involved in the solar project right now, which we are trying to get solar panels in Chicago so low-income families can save a lot of money on their electrical bills. So we're really focusing on that. Sometimes some projects take longer than others. We know how that can be, but we're always there, we're always involved, so we don't quit. So that's one thing about Kofi. So we don't quit at all. So those are just a couple of the things we're involved in, but there are so many other things. But yeah, thank you for asking.
No, absolutely. And now that you were sorry, that you were talking, something came to my mind. What about if you have a family that approaches and looks for help with you, and they are a family with a kid or a child with special needs or some mental problems? That's something that you can also help them?
Yes, that's a great question. We definitely can, because we always just, we try to have all these resources, and then sometimes when we can't personally help them ourselves, we take the time. There's so many of us. We take the time to find that resource and help that family. So we do that. So we do take the time to find more information on what that community needs and that family needs.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Because now that I just realized that, yeah, that's a really big part of families that they are struggling, and it's also heartbreaking, and it's really they have a really confusing time how to deal with all these things that are happening in their family. They can be addressing, how can they be helping their kid that they are is in special needs. So yeah, and sometimes
definitely.
the help that they
we have
deserve.
many awesome organizers, well, Jessica being one of them, but we have many awesome organizers that help us look for these resources, so then we can help give them and pass them out to community members. Because it can even be my neighbor that comes to me and is like, oh my God, I'm struggling for food. And it's like, okay, let me figure something out. Let me get you a resource, and yeah, we contact some of our organizers, and then they start looking, and then we're able to help that family. So just even helping one family, it means a lot to us.
Perfect. Oh, thank you.
So Ophelia, I have a question and follow up to that. What she just said there is, what would you say has been most rewarding in your role as a parent leader?
Most rewarding to me has been able to be a good leader to my family, to my daughters. That's the most rewarding thing to me. And I always mention as well that it's also rewarding to me to see these children get, signed up for school, because I see my daughters in every little kid, so that's just, it feels great for me to make that difference. And it feels great to know that my daughters are looking up to me. Personally, I didn't have such great examples, so that's something that, like, throughout my life, I've always just worked on trying to be the best I can be, and just being involved in Kofi has helped me a lot, and it has helped me be a better mom and the best mom that I can be to my two daughters, because they deserve that, definitely.
Okay. Just let me now just move to the next slide. That is question and answer. And now that if everybody has a question, you can do it through the chat, or you can just raise your hand and we can mute yourselves and we can call you out. So Caroline, do we have more questions?
No, I don't see any more coming in from the chat, but again, if anybody has any questions for Rosella, or for Jessica, who's with her also, please jump in.
Yes, and also Jessica or Rosalia, if any of you can just want to share your contact information through the chat, that would be great. So everybody can read it, either a phone number or an email, so they can reach out to you. I think that will be great in case that somebody doesn't want to.
Yeah, definitely. Can you put that on there, Jessica, please? Your email, thanks.
Let me see. Let me just stop sharing my screen. I think that it's gonna help. Okay, very well. Okay, so now I think that you can share. Oh yes, now you can share through the chat, so everybody can copy your email address or phone number. Either way, I think that they will be more than happy to reach out to you. Any additional question or specific information that they will be asking for. Okay, so now Rosalia or Jessica, if anybody else wants to do some any wrap-up information before I thank everybody from joining us tonight.
I think that would be all, but I will definitely probably email you the parent trainer flyer, because we already started our parent trainings, but it's never too late to join. So you can always still register and join us, and we'll still keep you updated on any training that you've missed. So we can definitely share that with Ophelia, and she can post it on the website, and you guys can follow up with that. And registration, after you register, we follow up with you. You register and we look for you, so don't worry about it. Okay.
Absolutely. I am also going to share in the chat my email from the PTA. So if anybody wants to send an email to me, and I will share all this information that Rosalia is going to send with me, I will be more than happy to share it with you as well.
Thank you, Ophelia. And I think that's it for us. So that's all we have to share.
Okay, perfect. And now my email address is in the chat right now. So if anybody wants to send an email with a specific question, and I will, you already have Rosalia's and Jessica's, all the Kofi contact information. So if anybody wants to keep track of all this information, just please contact them, and we will be happy to start wrapping up. First of all, I want to thank everybody that join us tonight. And thank you for Rosalia and Jessica for being able to and willing to share all this information and these great experiences with us. We are really thankful for your time and for being having you here. So thank you.
Thank you all for having us. You guys have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.